Hello, hello, hello. It's a Technique Tuesday on a hot and steamy one. So I decided to design a card this evening that was going to be quick and easy because it's probably 140 degrees up in my workroom tonight. It's a little on the toasty side. So without further ado, I know I'm a whisker early, but all the gadgets are gadgeting. So let's get on with it. Okay. Brushed with Beauty is the paper I'm using, complete with a piece of paper stuck to it. So 167082, that's the paper. It is such a pretty paper. It has this very vintage, shabby chic feel to it, and I love it. Now, some of the pieces I've already used all of, so I thought I'd just share with you 5 of the 6 papers that are in this pack. So you have this beautiful floral with a stripe on the back. You have, and those are larger flowers. You can hand cut round some of these if you wished. This one has a pattern that goes up the page, and on the back of that is that beautiful watercolor. It almost reminds me of oil paints or acrylic paints. So you've got stripes on the back. So some nice neutrals to go with the florals if you don't want just florals. Tiny little bunches, again, super easy to hand trim around the edge if you wanted to use those as an embellishment. And you've got dotted lines on the back of that one. And then this, I love this one. This is one of my favorites. I think that's got more of a fall feel to it with the dark green leaves. You could even use this on Christmas cards with the mossy meadow and the old olive. The base color in this is very vanilla, and again that dark green background to that one. What was that? Oh yeah, the dotted lines. And then this one, super pretty. This reminds me almost of catkins in the spring. You know, those little, we call them pussy willow or catkins. And then you've got that same oil paint or acrylic paint background in the Calypso coral. So nice patterns, florals in that pack. But if you are anything like me, you end up with a whole heap of itty bitty little scraps and you don't know what to do with. And I saw this card, it was online, and I apologize, I don't know who uploaded it, but I'm sure it's been done lots of times with different variations, so I thought I'd make a version of it tonight. And I'm going to embellish it using the Ferns and Florals bundle. I don't have the bundle number, apologies to you. Love this set. You've got the 2 little butterflies or moths and then a cute background. I've already gone ahead and stamped up my frame and cut it out using the coordinating die. And I'm going to use the words, "You make the world a better place." And what's even better, I've already made one of these cards to make sure I could get it to go together correctly. And I'm going to be giving one away. So make sure you share this video, you like this video, and you comment. You have to tell me in the comments that you have shared it, because a lot of you have got your privacy things dialed down, so it won't tell me unless you put in the comments and say, yes, I shared your reel. Then I don't know, and you're not in the drawing, but somebody's going to get this card tonight. You've got these cute phrases and all these additional flowers and ferns. This one obviously matches this matches this matches this die. You have your butterfly dies, this one matches this die, and then this, and this are all bonus dies, additional dies is the word I was looking for, but couldn't come up with it. Okay, so you can see I've already cut out, I've actually already cut out 4 of this die here. You can see they're a little bit smaller on the packaging. They're going to be a little bit larger when you actually get them in person. Okay, and I've already stamped and then cut out the tab. So let's, without any further ado, let's get the words. And I, as I said, chose the words, "You make the world a better place." I stamped it in Calypso coral, and I'm going to do my words in mossy meadow. And sorry, I'm going to get my fat head in the picture, but that's okay. All right, you make the world a better place, and I will clean that up in a minute. So let's move these pieces out of the way and keep my arm out of the ink. So, silicone mat. If you don't have one, get one. They are fabulous. We love them. I'm going to use it with a little bit of puddle of adhesive. And it's super runny because it's so hot in here, I think. So we're just going to dip the leaf into it. When you've got a very, very detailed die cut, you can't run your paper trimmer down it. You would end up with glue for days. And then we just tap off the extra. It'll smush it out and you will get the perfect amount of adhesive on your card and on your die shape. I don't want that bottom leaf. I just want the top leaf. So I'm just going to let that sit there a second and dry, and we'll trim it off in a minute. We'll use that again in a second with these. All right, so my first piece of cardstock. This is Petal Pink, which is the lighter shade of Calypso Coral. Let me just make sure the ink pad is closed. And this piece is 3.75 by 5 inches. So go inches, 5 inches tall by Sunten Nanago, 3.75 or 3 3/4 across. All right, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 10 pieces that are all the same width, 3.75 by ½ inch. All right, and what I did is I actually put them on my plate in the order that I wanted them, so you can see them all here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So ichi ni san chi go rokushichi hachi kyuju. Ah, look at me getting all Japanesey for you. Okay, so they're all 0.5 or ½ inch. 0 to 10 go. Kokeru, Sunten, Nanago, same as this. So ½ inch by 3.75 inches. All right, so I've organized them into the order that I want them, nice and easy. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of 3D foam tape. I'm going to stick it to one end of all of these pieces, and I'm going to try to keep them in the same order. I had so much fun making this earlier on, making the other one. So, and we're just going to put them the right way up. All right. Now, when you have Stampin' Dimensionals, you always end up with a nice big border around the edge. So I always tell you, don't get rid of that because we're going to use it. And this card is absolutely perfect for those edge pieces. And so we're just going to stick these. I'm using the larger of the two. It just makes them more sturdy. All right, so this is the hardest bit, is just putting the flipping 3D foam tape on the back of it. So how hot is it with you? It is toasty here in Michigan. It is, for those who are in Celsius, which is basically the rest of the world apart from America, it is 34 degrees with a heat index of 39. For everybody else, I think it's 94, or for the rest of America, it's 94 with a heat index of 100 and something, 102 or 104. So it's vile, absolutely vile out here. So, and it's going to be hotter tomorrow. Oh joy, but it's fine. We have air conditioning. We're lucky. We're some of the lucky ones. All right, so I tell you, use the outside edge of your 3D foam tape, and that is what we're going to do. So you can see I've already cut this down in a great big long strip. So we are going to put a strip there, like that. And then we need a whisker more. So I'm just going to stick that bit on the end. Okay, and we'll just trim it off using my handy dandy scissors. Oops, got my nail stuck in there. All right. Okay, I'm actually going to do another skinny row just inside that. So again, using all of these edge pieces, I'm going to just come in a little way. All right. And again with the skin little bit on the end. Ooh, look at that for perfect. Okay, let's just trim this bit off. All right, so now I'm just going to take that 3D foam tape up. There we go. I'm going to end up with a lot of garbage. Okay, and one by one, I'm going to take my paper. I'm going to line it up. Hang on, let me just get the first. Once you've got the first piece down where you want it, it makes sense. I'm just going to line them up, taking the backing off, and I'm going to stair step them, putting them up against each other and using up all of these scraps at different levels. And the fun thing about this, you get this sort of jigsaw effect, which is kind of fun. and you can put them in and out as much as you like. All right, and if they get out of order, it's easy enough to just put them back into the order you like. And you're going to work your way up the card however you like, with leaving as much or as little of a stagger as you like. And the beauty of this paper is because it's two-sided, when you're laying out your papers, you have 12 different papers to choose, because we have, ooh, looks a bit wonky. I'm trying to do it fast, and I'm doing it at an angle off the top of the page, so I may not have got that first piece down straight, but oops, we don't want those to be the same. We want them to be just, hang on, just like that, something like that. All right, so you decide how much of a stagger that you want on that piece. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to come back in with your tape, because nobody's got time to try and pin these all together at where they're meant to be, right? And you're going to stick them together. Now, you can also come in closer to this edge, and we may end up cutting that little piece off. In fact, I know we will, but that's okay. It helps hold it in place while we're doing this next bit. Okay, so it's kind of important that you put that there. And like I said, we all have so much 3D foam tape floating around. It's worth it. Don't be stingy with your 3D foam tape. Don't be skinny with it. It's going to hold up your card. All right, I've got all of those pieces in place. Yes, ma'am. I'm now going to take my scissors and I'm going to just follow the edge of that card, like so. Oops. All right. I'm now going to peel off the top surface. And look at these, they're all sticking together. Does that make your heart happy? Now, like I said, I might end up cutting this layer off, and it is what it is. The price of doing crafting. Oh, well, I'm going to for sure. Let's just get that hair out from under there. I'm shedding, apparently. Shocker, I know. You are going to take way more time lining up your pieces than I did. Those are too close. I want them about there. Okay, I know where I've gone. This one is not as straight as it should have been. You're going to take more time, okay? Like I said, again, with it's 194 degrees up in my workroom.com. You can't see the sweat that's running down as I craft frantically. There's also a very cold glass of Prosecco waiting for me downstairs. That's an incentive to craft faster, right? Okay, for those of you who know me, there's an mimosa with my name on it. All right, and I'm just going to trim that a whisker just so it's square. Look how cute that is. Isn't that fun? All right, so let's now get this out of the way. I only used my my sheet just to keep it still. All right, let's add some ribbon to this, and we're going to use some tear tape as well. So I like to cut my tear tape. Call me quirky. Yes, you can tear it, but with my long nails, it's actually easier for me to just cut a couple of pieces. Okay, and I'm going to put them on the top of my card. Look, I'll show you how easy it is to tear it. You just put it down, run it down, and just pop it off. So yes, it is easy to use it, but like I said, with my nails, it can sometimes be a bit of a challenge. I'll just put a piece of that. Okay. Actually, that was pretty easy. I'm going to take the tape off the top and bottom corners because I'm going to use that to anchor down my ribbon. Now, you know Sarah, she loves a good bow. but I also love a knot as well. So all you're going to do is tie a single knot in your ribbon, okay? And I'm just going to make sure that the knot lies flat, okay? It's not knotted, ha 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 ha. Stick it to my tear tape there, pull it down my card. I'll just trim the ribbon off the other end. Hang on. Those are my old scissors and I have adhesive on them. There. Right, and then holding it still, so I've got it straight, I'm just going to fold it over onto that adhesive that side. All right, so that is now anchored in place with that fun. Now, isn't that fun? It just gives you a totally different vibe to a bow. Yeah, and some people find it easier to do a knot than a bow. All right, let's just take the back of this tear tape off, and I'm going to attach it to a piece of cardstock that is 1/4 inch bigger. So this piece is 4 by 5 1/4. Yon inches Kokero Go Tenigo. This is 5, so 1/4 inch shorter, and it's by 3.75. And we're just going to try to get that on there straight. Et voila, she says. And tear tape is sticky. Where you put it is where it's staying. All right, and then let's do the same with this piece. Let's use our tear tape. And again, you can cut it or you can tear it. Like I said, it's super sticky. It's not going anywhere once you've got it on. It'll come off, but it'll rip up your cardstock with it. And then I'm going to put it to the front of a standard card. Look how cute that is. It is so pretty. All right, let's decorate this up, shall we? We're going to come back in with the adhesive, and you can see how fast the glue dries on it, and you can just roll it and you can see that it comes off so easily. So my bottle is getting a little bit empty, so we'll just do that. All right, let's start with a larger one. Just tap it into that glue, and then let's come at an angle like so. Hold it a second just to let it set. This one is a little bit long. I'm going to just cut it, the first set of leaves off it, just like I did with the card on the leaf on the inside. And then this one is going to come down there like that. And then this one I'm going to cut quite a lot shorter. I'm going to cut 2 sets of leaves off that one. And again, we'll just dip it into the adhesive. Yeah, we've got some glue on the end of that. And we'll have that piece coming down like so. We've got a whole mess of leaves there. I don't care. We're going to cover it with our saying. So 3D foam tape. Shocker. I know. We're using all of the 3D foam tape today. Oops. That one's stuck up my nail. Come on. Stick. There we go. All right. How fun is this technique? Do you love it? I can't see any comments. I haven't been looking for comments, to be honest with you. All right. You make the world a better place. How fun. So let's add some gems. We are going to add the sunset gems. I think I used these last week because they were so much fun. So they come in 4 different colors. The 4th color is missing because we used them all already. So let's go ahead and use these orange ones because they have that calypso coral feeling to them. Okay, let's get that one there. We'll do 3 big ones, and then let's do some small ones. Let's do 1, 2, and let's put one here. Okay, how cute is that? The only thing we've got to do to finally is put this piece in the middle, again with the tear tape. And, oops, we don't need a leaf stuck. Oh, that was the leaf I stuck to it. And that's the tear tape I've just stuck to it. I wanted to trim that leaf, didn't I? I was waiting for it to dry because I wanted to just snip off that leaf there. So again, it gave you that trimmed edge. I'm going to have to put another whisker in that corner. Like I said, this stuff is sticky. Where you put it down is where it's staying. Don't try and peel it off. All right. Oh, and I have this piece too. Could I put that on the inside? You know, I could. Am I missing a piece off the top? It looks slightly too... now, why is it slightly too short? Because the other... No, I'm not going to, because the other piece on the outside was a 1/4 inch shorter. But I could have done if I'd have thought about it or had another piece of paper that I wanted to pull out. I could have absolutely used that piece on the inside of my card. To be honest with you, putting 3D foam tape on the inside of my card makes it difficult to fold closed, so I'm not going to. But if you wanted to, you could use that piece and add another piece to it. But look how pretty that is. Do you love it? Give me some thumbs up if you like it. So, and I'll show you the one I made earlier, just to prove that it did work. Let me just move all the garbage off my table. So here we go. So that's the one I just made. And then here's another one I made earlier on. So using the same papers, but just in a different order, then you get a totally different look. But it's such a fun way to use up those scraps. As I say, they're 1/4 inch. Do the math. You could always make it bigger if you wanted to. I'm going to give one of these away. So make sure, number 1, you share this video. Number 2, you like or love. I would love you to love this video. And number 3, you write in the comments, Sarah, I shared your video. And you're good to go. And that's it. I am going to go and jump into a cold bath with a glass of cold mimosa. And I will see you next week with some brand new products and another fun make and take for you. I hope you make this. And if you do, make sure you post it up in the comments below and share with all of us what you created. See you next week. Bye.